The big Halloween reveal, Jess. Anything you want to say before we start? Are
we all just gonna do it at once on the count of three?
I would
Let's do it.
or should you guys like do one at a time? I don't know. You tell me.
That's what I was kind of thinking.
No, let's do it. Let's do it all at once. 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay.
Is it coming up? Oh,
3.
Nice.
Oh fuck. Perfect. Goddamn perfect.
Oh, brother. That's cool, Craig.
God, LA Knight's so good.
I like. Yep, LA Knight. That's the best one. Oh shit,
Best
Jess.
one, easy.
I love Jess.
I'm a
That's awesome.
biker taker, brother.
Jess,
Oh, you're
Jess,
biker taker?
Jess always
Had a rough day at work
Yeah, I like
today.
biker taker.
Well,
That's
I
dope.
was either gonna be biker taker or I was gonna either be Stan Hansen and Blackjack Mulligan at the same time.
Where on earth did you find a White Claw
That's fucking badass.
costume?
That's fucking awesome.
It's
too.
white clam.
We don't go for low hanging
White
fruit
clam.
here, brothers.
Oh, it's White Clam.
We don't go for
White
lazy,
clam.
low IQ Batman or Deadpool costumes. We go for creative shit here, brother.
Yep.
So
Unless you have no time, then you go to
Dave won.
Spirit Halloween and go, I'm an alcoholic. I'll get the fucking white claw.
Dave wins the
I win the
Costume
contest.
party.
Like,
Yeah,
Are you
that's easy.
Jess? Are you
Costume
Friday the
contest.
13th staff
Yes,
member?
I am
Camp
a
Lake?
camp counselor to Camp Crystal Lake.
There you go.
Got it.
yes.
I had a really shitty shift today. Just want to let you know that. Feel so good.
It's a real.
Is that a
terrible
plastic knife? Or
Yes.
did you like cut
That's
it?
fucking awesome.
Yeah,
Tato.
it's a foam knife, and I cut it, and I put like a cardboard backing under the shirt.
shit. So this is
But,
actually this is just like electric tape where we put the on it.
Oh shit!
These are all electric tape.
I thought that was like the
pieces.
legit. That's cool.
No. This is
like fucking-
believe it or not, this is a Thor.
That would win any fucking. That would win any costume competition.
This is a Thor Love and Thunder vest from the Love and Thunder when he's first leaving the
Yeah.
when he's leaving the not the Avengers, what is it, the Guardians. He has this vest on when he leaves them, and I didn't even know they sold this. My wife's like, hey, this looks like a good one, and then he wears the LA Knight shirt underneath. So I'm like, and she's like, I found the glasses too, like or similar to the glasses. So I was like, let's do it, and we took time together and we looked at the LAs, how it's just like basically two triangles. And we just taped them that way, and then did a bunch of. He usually has one on one side, and then, but he goes like black to red or black to blue. But we found it red, so we just took it the opposite way.
It's close to midnight. Something's evil's lurking from the dark.
What's up, guys? Our wrestling podcast back at you with another episode. This is Dave Vicious, along with Just the Total Package, Craig the British Bulldog, and Uncle Cuz, bringing you our perspective on the world of professional wrestling. No inside sources, no ties to the industry, just stories from the diehards, sharing opinions with you. Today's topic: who should and will beat Roman Reigns? For audio fans, give us a listen on
Ooh, it's spooky.
Apple, Spotify, SoundCloud, iHeartRadio, and Google Podcasts, or watch our videos on YouTube at Our Wrestling Channel. On social media, give us a follow on Instagram at O.W.P 2019 or on Facebook at Our Wrestling Podcast. Hey guys, what's with the get-ups?
It's Halloween. This is actually going to
It's
release on
Halloween
Halloween Day.
Those Halloween.
2023 Halloween.
How many years have we been doing Halloween episodes? I think I've done at
this is
least
like
3
the
or 4, right?
First
Third
year
or
we did
fourth,
it.
yeah.
We did it because we did the first episode in March. So yeah. When was that? Like 3
Probably
years
third.
ago?
This is probably the third, but it might have been. This might be the fourth, but it's definitely
I don't
at
know
least the
anymore.
third.
I
4th
lost
for
track
you
of time.
guys. Yeah.
Yeah.
I lost track of time, brother.
Yes, this is my 4th. I had 4. I was Superman. I was Waylon Mercy. I was Ted Lasso, and now I'm Claw.
Okay, so it is the fourth. Okay.
I feel like I.
But
may
did you guys
missed
have a
one.
5th?
Wow. I don't
No, we
even
didn't. I don't think we
remember.
had one before. I don't think we were video back then.
Oh, that's good. That's
Ah.
the first one. Yeah, the first one
Yeah.
that we did. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty fucking stupid.
I
All
was
dressed up.
I was a sriracha bottle. I know one year, and I can't.
I remember
recall.
I was nails
That might have
last
been
year,
last
and I
year.
don't remember any of the rest.
I remember I was.
What was
Sting
I
and
last
Bray
year?
Wyatt.
What? Sting. Bray
You had
Wyatt.
just one year you had just had a Jason mask.
That's right.
Yes.
Okay. It was just Jason. And then I was nails last year. I don't remember the first year.
That's the best one. Nails.
Yeah, go back in our archives. Maybe you can tell us what we dressed up for because
Yeah, and leave it in the comments down below, guys.
Yeah. Hey, super fans, tell
It's like
us.
subscribe and the little bell thing. I don't know.
I don't know. Go back and take a look. Maybe you'll get it. Maybe you'll get a surprise if you tell us. You know, go back and look at those episodes.
Where's that place in New Jersey where everyone clicks from? Is it
The Shore? What?
No, where we always see
geographically
New
this
Bergen,
place in New Jersey listens to us a
New
lot?
Bergen or something like that. New Bergen.
Yes, that's what it is.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
We love you, New Bergen folks.
Yeah.
Please
Get a lot of please
post and tell us below.
keep watching.
A lot of love.
Please subscribe.
Next
So,
just download and clone.
Jess,
That's not nice.
Roman Reigns. Where are we at? We're at 11, 140 something, right?
I don't even know.
As
Probably should know that.
1,143 days. They said today.
There it is.
Tonight.
There it is. Yeah. As of tonight on SmackDown. And there were so many of us that thought that Cody was going to knock that out last year at Mania. But it was funny. It was about 50-50 when you started doing it. So I don't think he's going to do it. And I was like, no way. He's been champ forever. And they never have long runs like this. Like not in our lifetime. The longest run that we probably ever saw, and it's probably more like Jess ever saw, was the 4-year run with Hogan. Because everything else kind of like preset that, all those really long runs with Backlund and San Martino, right? And
I started
never
watching
even saw
wrestling
those.
like 2 months before he lost it. 2 or 3 months, because I started late 87, early 88. He lost on February 5, 88 on the main event to Andre. So I started watching wrestling like 3 months or 2 months before he lost the belt.
So it didn't happen, brother.
So his 4 years was ending. Probably
That's
the longest that I experienced. I didn't really even know. Like Diesel was champ for almost a year. Macho Man was champion for a year. Yeah, he was the champion after Hogan. Savage was the champion for a year from WrestleMania 4 to
JBL
5.
too, if you want to go that route. Like JBL had it for what, like over a year, right?
Yeah, and then CM Punk
CM
was
Punk.
over a year. CM Punk was probably the second longest compared to Roman. But yeah, Roman's been by far the longest. If I started when I started watching wrestling, Roman's easily the longest reigning champion I've ever I've seen.
It's wild. It's something that it's unprecedented in our lifetime, especially our lifetime of wrestling. So
since we're gonna do who should beat and who should beat and who we think, right? Or who should win it, right?
Yeah, who should win it and who we think, or maybe it should be like, maybe who we want to.
You know who's gonna. We all know who's gonna do it. It's gonna be Triple H. Come on, he's gonna take it. It's gonna be fine. It'll be
Well, I was
fine.
gonna say the only reason, because depending on what your answer is now, if you believe what a lot of the sites have reported when they were talking to an inside source that says Roman Reigns is gonna beat records like you've never seen before. So take that as what you will. If you want to include that in your of who you think is going to win it.
He's going to beat Bruno's record.
So how many days to Hogan's? It'll be after
Hogan was like
WrestleMania,
1,400,
right?
14
Yeah,
something?
Hogan was like 4 years and 1 month.
So September.
Hogan won
he
it.
needs 200 days.
So Roman has to go
Hogan
to
won
next
it in
September.
January of 84, and then
6.5
lost it to
months.
Andre in February of 88.
7 months.
So that would mean he would have to go past the next Mania to do it.
He has,
right?
to, go, he has to go to
maybe
next
not.
September. Next September, he'll break it if he has it.
It'll be just throwaway September pay-per-view.
But it's not
no
even
way.
that, right?
On the house
Because he
show
won
that
the
weekend.
Universal title first. He didn't win the WWE Championship until he beat Brock in Texas for Mania 38. So, like, this whole record is based off the Universal Championship. Everybody forgets that.
Und Roman hat Nummer einen Arm. Reigns mit dem Spear. Reigns mit dem Spear. 1, 2, 3. Roman Reigns.
Here is your winner and the undisputed WWE Universal Champion, Roman
But
No,
now that
I
they,
was gonna say the same thing.
they
yeah.
unified it against Brock because they wanted just to say, now it's one thing. He's
Yeah.
been champion all the way through. That's why they unified it,
Yeah.
honestly. Because there was no other reason to unify it because they just made another belt. So it's like, I think they did that so they could say, well, shit, he's actually been Universal Champion for the longest, but we want that lineage, or we want that time. So they merged it with the WWE
right.
Championship, and now it's instantly that. So technically, he's not even close to Hogan's record, but whatever. they could do what they
Yeah,
want.
I mean, he's been
Don't
champion for
let-
those days. That's overall. I mean, I like.
Yeah,
the-
yeah.
Don't let
Yeah.
the narrative get in the way of a great story.
It's a great story.
He beat
They're
it.
telling the best
He won in
stories.
Rio de Janeiro 6 years ago.
I mean, and
100%.
before we get into it, I mean, I guess we could split it into who should win it and who we want to win it, or whatever. Like whatever we want to say, really. Like it could be just a free form.
Oh,
And then-
yeah. Like
Yeah,
who
that's
will
true.
and then shouldn't want, I like is
Who
like
will, should,
you can
and
do
who
should
we
or
think.
want.
Should,
And who will.
want, and think. Like who we think that WWE's actually going to pick, who should,
Oh yeah,
and then who we actually want. We can do those
who
three.
we want.
Damn.
Okay, yeah.
Should
so
want or
okay,
think.
I like that.
That's a lot of options. Okay.
Yeah, just do whatever you want. This is going to be the Who
Let's
Roman
have some
Reigns
fun,
episode?
guys. Come on.
It's,
Mr. Whiteclaw says,
just call it Who, What, When, Where, Why. That's all. That's the episode name.
I just realized that I hope
All right,
this
well-
costume doesn't get us kicked off YouTube, so I apologize.
I think you'll be fine.
Nah, you'll be fine.
Like I'm just a
It's white.
blur.
It's white clam. It's white clam.
That's right. I'm a white clam.
It's totally white clam.
Yeah.
I'll start
Yeah.
it off with. I think technically who I want to win it. I'm just gonna kind of tied, but what was the three choices, cuz? Because I like the way you said that.
Who we think
Should
WWE's
want,
going to
think.
pick, and then who should probably do it regardless of what we want or what WWE wants, and then
And
who
who
we
and then
want.
who we want.
Should
Yeah.
will think.
The answers could be the same.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
it could be. Yeah, I mean,
Okay. Okay. Man. Should we just go around and do one at a time, or just give all three?
hurry.
No,
up.
let's go one at a
Whatever you
time.
want.
Okay.
So
I
what, are
think
you
Just
talking about who you
piggyback
think?
whatever option you decide. We'll just do that same option. Whether it's should, will,
I
or think.
think that Cody will win it. I think they will have Cody win it. That's what I think. Mainly because they just introducing him back and then linking him immediately to Dusty, and Dusty never won the title. So, and then it seems to be that what are we tracking? We're tracking the length that Roman is holding a title. So it's like I think it is about Roman, and then the bloodline just happens to be part of it, but it's about the championship, which, in my opinion, it's about the championship, which is cool because that is old school, and that is something that I think all wrestling should be based around their titles, even though storylines propel everything. But I think if you're kayfabing yourself, everybody's competing in a squared circle for a championship, trying to pin somebody else or whatever the match rules are. They're trying to achieve the match rules to win the match, right? So I think no matter
Sure.
what, it's always pro wrestling at heart. I think Triple H is a purist when it comes to that because he was always really into pro wrestling, and that's why he stayed with it for so long. That's why he stayed with it when he was getting thrown in hog shit. That's why he stayed and didn't go to WCW when he easily could have and took money. I think that I think that they will have Cody do it because they're going to link it back to the title, and the whole thing is how long Roman is holding this thing. So that's what I think.
Undisputed Universal Champion. No need to print the legend. The reality has become legendary enough. You have superseded hyperbole. Congratulations. Let me tell you something about me, about your WrestleMania opponent, something you may know, you may not know. For some, you have become this impossible mountain to climb, but that's kind of my thing. Really, if you think about it, he can't be any more than Randy's understudy. There's no way that Cody will survive Stardust. Goalpost moved again. There's no way that 10,000 people would pay to see me and my buddy's little indie show.
Makes sense. I mean, even just that stare down on SmackDown last Friday.
Yeah, the fact that
Or
they
no,
brought them
was
back
it
together
Yeah,
again,
SmackDown.
shows that they're going to
Yeah.
do something.
Yeah.
Yeah, the way
Right.
they had the stare down.
So that's my think
That's
answer.
pretty
Anybody
tense.
else want to say what they think? Who they think WWE
I'm
will
honestly
win?
with you. I think at this point, it's got to bookend the last night of WrestleMania. If Cody loses for 2 years in a row, where does he go from there at all? And he's worked so hard and built himself up. He's the number one babyface by far, the number one brand ambassador for that place right now. And he's a bit lost, but still in the mix of the story. I don't know where else you would go unless there's a huge pivot at some point between now and May, which is a long time. But I think it's Cody.
I don't.
They're all about long-term booking.
I don't see it going
So,
any other
it makes
way. I keep trying to think about who is on those upper echelon levels, and you could argue who is in the Mount Rushmore of WWE right now when it comes to active wrestlers. You could say Sammy, you could say Kevin, Obviously, Roman is the champion. You can say Seth, but at the end of the day, man, there's nobody there's nobody that's set up for it within the realm of the story and where they want to go other than Cody. I don't see that. I wish I had a different answer, but I think we all know how the machine works. So I would doubt if even because maybe your answer changes, but I doubt it. I mean, what do you
Mine
do? You
changed.
think the same?
Nope.
Oh yeah.
So
I
who do you think they're going to go
they
with?
are
year?
going to pick Braun Breaker.
See,
Wow.
I disagree with that. I saw that you wrote
Just
that that's
because
what
I
they
think they're not going to have him drop it at Mania if he's going to beat Hogan's record.
Yeah, well, I mean, maybe I'm not saying he should. We're not talking about like who's going to beat Roman at Mania. Just who will end this. who will end
yeah,
this.
duh, I'm
Like,
an idiot. Never mind.
Yeah,
Okay,
but I mean, like,
I still think Braun Breaker.
No, but
though.
it's if he's still,
you have to like
Yeah,
Braun
if
Breaker.
he's-
I like Braun Breaker a lot, but I just don't. I don't know who he is yet. Like, so I think for some of those sites to predict that that's who they're going to have do it, I'm like, we don't even know who he is. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he's got to get interjected in the story somehow first.
Well, if he's gonna actually hold it, if he's gonna really go far, like along, if they plan on having him hold on for it for like another couple years, I could see it being Braun. I could see
Okay.
them picking. Braun
Oh,
Breaker.
okay.
That's
Yeah.
what I'm taking into consideration. That if he's not, because if Cody doesn't win it at Mania, and I don't think they're gonna actually have Cody.
He's not going to do it for a while,
and I
that's
don't
enough
think
time
Cody's
to build
actually gonna
Braun.
fight him at Mania too. I think something else is gonna happen.
Some of
That's
happened.
going to prevent that, so Cody's momentum doesn't get ruined because
And
that's still
Paul
could be
Heyman did say we are in the third inning, so
Yeah.
like that if they have a long way to go. So that's a good
a
point.
long
actually.
way to go. And I mean, they've even hinted at it. Just with Paul Heyman's involvement with Braun Breaker, him already looking at his next meal ticket or seeing Braun as that next meal ticket, and Braun's done a fucking great job now as a heel. Like now
Or-
he's just, I love it.
He's
God,
good.
could you imagine, like, what if they, I mean, whatever happens in the end or whatever, but what if they bring him up in the main roster and he gets into the storyline? He's just a part of it
Yeah.
for the next 6 months to a year.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So
You
like,
know,
and
like-
we don't know how long the reign's gonna go. So that's enough
Yeah.
time. That's enough. If they're gonna have him at least beat Hogan's record, that's enough time for Braun to get up in there the next year after
And
that
do
or
it.
whatever, and or already be
Before we
on
get
the main roster that year.
before we get into should and want, right? Who should it be and who we want it
This
to
is
be?
who we think WWE's gonna
Do you do?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Before we get into should and want, do you think that WWE even knows yet? Do you think like they're so far out with the story that they don't know the answer to that? Or are we close?
I think they do.
I think they might have like,
choices.
I think plans
I
can
think they
always
have
change.
yeah, I
but
think they might have
do.
like two people or three people because they can go either way, and they're going to see where sales go and the audience, and you know what I mean. Like injuries can happen.
What I would say,
you
what I would say is like as the dark horse, like you picked up the dark horse with Braun Breaker, but I thought it was very interesting that they brought Owens back to SmackDown.
Well,
Thought that was very interesting.
who I think should is
Yeah.
going to be my dark horse also. Or is going to be another dark horse.
Do it. Who's your shit?
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
yes, just start
Yeah,
there with
go
your
with your
shit.
shit, bud.
'cause-
Braun
so
Breaker.
should is Owens.
Still
See, I
Braun
like
Breaker.
that. I like
still
that a
gonna
lot
say
better
Braun
as a
Breaker,
should.
you're
I
not
think
still
that
Braun.
when Cuz
Because
puts
you
in
want the
that
new guy.
prospect, yeah, I think that it's a good pick for sure.
Because I think, I mean, Cody, like he's so established now and he's put himself up there. And I mean, I am torn because I do think Cody should also do it, be the one. But I think he's up there now to where it might not hurt him if he doesn't even face Roman Reigns, and if he does, a year or two from now and loses, if you're going to do that because you're going to put over the next big thing, so you can ensure that the future is bright, like they always want to make sure, that's who should win it, is a new up and comer, and I think Braun Breaker is once again. That's my choice on that subject too.
It's good.
I gotta.
He's gonna get better. He's
I
only
gotta-
gonna get better.
I gotta should since I'll try to change it up since we all think the same except for Cuz, but I think if you go up faction against faction, if you wanted to play into a storyline, I know when you go that white meat baby face, that's where Cody comes into it. But if you go faction versus faction, which they've been teasing for a while, I think they should at least consider Finn Balor to win it with his cronies around him in Evolution to take that over. As one faction starts to crumble and fail and bleed out, the other one just devours it. And I think that would be a good should for the right time. If we're not going to do it at Mania and it slowly crumbles and we're getting to a date that we're trying to clear, then definitely. And when I say I'm not saying anybody else in the Judgment Day should be doing it. It should be Finn. not just the Judgment Day. It has to be
Not
Finn.
Damien.
He's the first Universal Champion,
Absolutely
so
not.
it would, you could fit that in there, and I believe he
Yeah.
holds a pinfall victory over Roman before Bloodline Roman.
Yeah,
so-
I when you're talking about, because the only way Roman overcomes every single time he wrestles is with help of the Bloodline, and guess who's taking that right out of that picture? The same playbook's being played with Judgment Day.
You'd have to really
And
build up.
they
Finn,
are-
though.
they-
You'd have to really.
They have already.
Yeah, I was going to say you got a lot
You'd
of
have
work to do
really-
to get him back up to that status where you would think he'd have a shot.
But if you're breaking the record, you got time.
And the way they can do it, they easily could fix Finn. All you do is make sure from here on out, anytime he's the demon or whatever, he just goes over and he
He's
never
not
loses
touched.
ever again.
He
Then
goes
you're
over.
good.
he's
It's so
not
funny
Because then when
because
he
that you
faces
say
Roman-
that because the creative people, like Bruce and all them or whatever, will try to tell you until they're blue in the face that wins and losses don't matter. And I get what they're saying.
They do.
They so fucking do.
They do,
And it's
brother.
like I'm so glad you said that because it's fucking important. It's a story, right? So who are you gonna
Right.
back? You're gonna back someone like that, has momentum behind them. You get momentum by beating people and then
Right.
advancing up to said championship. Yeah, people do root for underdogs, but a 1-2-3 kid or a
Right.
Mikey Wimprek, they're few and far
Excited.
between, And
Even Sammy, right? Like,
yeah, Sam. Well, it's funny that you say that because I'm going to kind of put a little spin. I'm going to go should and should have,
There you
and
go.
is Sammy. When you look
That's another
back,
good one. Yep.
I'm not saying it should have ended, but I don't. Besides Cody, which Cody was my original should, but then I was like, wait a minute, maybe if I do, maybe Cody should win still because they're at, and should have was Sammy, because Sammy I know that if they had a bigger plan to have him break records, obviously you can't have anybody beat him. I get it. But I mean, Sammy is so far, including Cody, been the hottest person. Now,
Yes.
Cody is proving that he's got the longevity. When we
Yeah,
all thought
exactly.
we're in a day and age where baby faces will die, he's not dying. And he's still cheered and he's still going.
Well,
But so
They
is
love
Sammy.
him.
They've actually downplayed Sammy, but Sammy was hot as fuck. When he turned against, or not, not even turned in a bad way. When he finally realized that Roman was evil and he had to break away from him, that place went crazy. And his match in February against Roman, was
fully
fucking
invested. It was
crazy
phenomenal.
pants, man. And people still at
agree.
WrestleMania were chanting for him and stuff like that.
So I came all this way, Cody. I came all this way to look you dead in your eyes. And I want to hear it straight out of your mouth. You tell me face to face, you tell me man to man right now. Was that just lip service? Or do you actually believe that I can beat Roman Reigns?
Yeah.
maybe the ship's passed. Maybe he was never even considered.
Yeah. The chair shot to Roman at Rumble.
Heaven forbid, it's like what they've also
Blew
done
up,
with this.
dude.
We've talked about this before. Is they're building stars regardless. Owens
Yeah,
is more
exactly.
over than he's ever been. Sammy is more over than he's ever been in his entire career. Not just with WWE,
100%.
but everywhere. Cody is more over than ever. And so they're building all these stars, which is really cool on top of it. So it almost doesn't matter, I guess, who wins because you have so many fucking stars now. It's amazing. It's great.
It's like that's what a good TV show or a movie does, right? Because you have to have
Right.
the build up. You
Yeah.
have to have the person you want it to win. It's like, no, continues the next movie, the next season, whatever. You have to have
Yeah.
it be that good to where you think yeah, this is going to be the guy that's going to beat him. We're all invested.
Such a
There's
great-
no
such
way
a
they
great
can't go
chase.
the other way, and then they do. And
Right.
it's like
Yeah.
you want the next guy to do it,
Yeah.
and then you keep wanting the
Craig,
next guy to do it.
should us up, Craig. Should it?
A little bit generic, but I wouldn't have picked this even a couple months
I'm
ago
here.
because we've kind of already seen it. But the way he's exploded, Jey Uso, right?
That's another good,
So-
that's another good choice.
Yeah.
The crowd reaction to him now as he breaks away and the way he has the crowd eating with his hand with the thing and the main event Jey Uso was like
It's still
And
me.
especially-
Oos. Oh, that's who I am.
was
I'm
like,
Jey Uso.
just
Like,
me,
that's my
I was like, holy shit, like
Double team effort, the damn Jimmy Uso hitting Cena from behind. The ambush by Jimmy Uso, who's been strutting around here for the last couple of weeks.
The backup QB just threw another TD. What the hell?
Cena's got backup. Cena's got backup.
What the hell is it?
Main event, Jey Uso's here. Main event, Jey Uso's here.
He's taking Jimmy with him.
Just
And
me, Oos.
the start of the bloodline, you might as well kind of close it up. Like it would be cool. I think they are there's a little too many Usos in the picture. The entrances to Jimmy and Jay and Solo are very similar. And we know it could get very watered down, but if he keeps his momentum and is as over, you could him grow as a viable opponent and build the
I
story.
like
to
the
see
way
him.
that they're separating all of them right now,
I
but
do
they
too.
all still have it. You feel that storyline on them still. So they're
Yep.
not letting the storyline go, but
Yeah.
they're separating, which I think is good. Because I agree with you, Craig. Like, I want to see Solo and figure out who he is. Not just that the bodyguard that stands in the background or the heavy. I want to know who Solo is, and I think they'll get to that. I want to know who Jay and Jimmy are individually, because we always
Yeah.
have only known them as tag team. So, like, yeah, like I think all that's good.
I think they're
trying.
I think they're coming together at
They're
Mania for a
definitely
one-on-one
That'd be cool as
main
shit.
event.
Who
Jay
um,
Jay and
Jimmy and
Jay,
Jay.
or-
That's, that's where I think it's coming. They always said they wanted to do it, and they're getting close to where they're probably going to be done soon. Like they want to hang it up. They've been doing this forever, man. And they always said before they go out they wanted to wrestle each other at Mania. So,
how likable was his yeet moment and being the happy drunk with Cody? Like
they're having
it
so
took
much
over
fun.
the internet.
They're having
Like,
so much fun.
I'm aware of what we did tonight, so not flinching. As far as the story is concerned, I don't know. Ask Jay. Jay, where we at in the story?
I never thought those on me though. I would be a 2-time undisputed tag team championship with Cody Rhodes, dudes. Hey, but what my dog said earlier though, like, you know, everybody had their path. We intertwined, man. I used to, if we gonna be real, some Stardust stuff, some Dusty Rhodes, some Dustin Rhodes type stuff. Like, so my heart is full of joy tonight with him.
have we all done our shoulds?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now we do want to who we want.
Who you want?
I'll go and just throw a complete curveball, and just if we're going to go, a long time from now, if we're in the third inning, I mean, I'd love to see someone brand new maybe come in. So, maybe a year from now, year and a half, maybe an MJF, maybe a Kenny Omega, like something, an AEW star. Not that would ever happen or come in, or even Punk, right? But I'll say, just for shits and giggles, I would love to see like a Kenny Omega and Roman, if you could get Kenny Omega. But I think they've both signed extensions, or maybe MJF hasn't. But
Kenny, I thought Kenny was in a
completely-
7-year extension just signed or
totally
something like
could
that.
be.
Yeah.
But something so
things
kind
change
of out of the
though.
ordinary.
Things change every day, Craig. You sign a
Yeah.
7-year
And
extension.
Endeavor
you stay
could buy
there.
AEW at this rate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Right.
Yeah.
It's gonna happen.
Yeah, for sure.
So you could get you
wow.
could make a lot of money with that shit. So
Oh yeah, without a doubt. It's like it's like
Cuz
the
would love that. No.
two worlds colliding, right?
I mean, I would love that because then they don't it. It's not Tony's machine.
And Tony would have a job.
Playground no more.
Wow.
I'm just gonna go. I've said it before. I want Seth. He's that
I'm tired.
storyline still out there, and if we're only in the third inning, Seth could loop back into it and challenge him again,
Yeah.
and then loop back out or
Yeah.
whatever. But I mean, like Seth,
It was on
Look,
my list for sure.
they're putting so
Like,
many
Seth was
things
on
like
that list.
together, and you could go so many different directions. You can go the Cody direction. You could go someone we don't even know, like Cuz says, like Breaker. But I'm like, it to
Can I ask
me,
a
it's
dumb
like
question,
they
though,
haven't
Jess,
tried
on
to
that?
have them touch at all. Like they haven't even mentioned the Shield or anything like
and that yeah, it's almost deliberate. But can I ask you a dumb question? Is his back issue kayfabe, or is there definitely an issue there for
I
real?
think all wrestlers have back injuries, and I don't
Yeah.
think that he would have the match that he had with Shinsuke if he had a
Yeah.
career-threatening back injury.
That's
He
what
works
that's what I
around
was
it, and he's
thinking,
he's
too.
even admitted
However,
on Pat McAfee he's changed his
I mean,
style, but he's just
Shawn
he knows,
Michaels wrestled with the. I know we joke
Yeah.
about Shawn Michaels fucking faking his shit, but I mean he did legitly have a back injury when he in the beginning of '98, but he left because it was
Yeah.
bad, and he was addicted to things. But
Seth
I mean,
has
like,
said he's changed his style to further his career, but he manages it. It's real, but he manages it.
yeah,
Interesting.
and you
Okay,
never
I was
know
just
if
kinda
we
curious.
get to a point maybe where Seth is done. Maybe Roman just beats him one more time and he gets one last main event with Roman and tries to dethrone him and can't,
Yeah.
and then that's it. He's done. Who knows
Like,
how
I
far or close Seth is to hanging it up because he is.
I almost
Seth's
mentioned
style's
Moxley, but
hard.
I don't think he would ever go back. Would you imagine like one final little Shield
I ain't
reunion
going
of who
back.
actually is the best?
Well, I
Do you
tell
think he
you
would,
that
Cuz, or no?
he hated the
I think he would
place,
come
but
back.
the
He
place
did.
has changed. I mean, he hated. I mean, I never thought Cody would come back.
They
you
will
know,
never.
but-
They will never do a last Shield run unless Moxley leaves AEW and comes back over. I think that'd be the
Oh,
only.
yeah.
I don't think they would want to do it without Moxley.
No, no way.
That doesn't make sense. But Moxley coming back now with because he was over. Don't get me wrong, but he's more over now than he ever was
God.
in WWE.
Can you imagine
he's the
that?
main dude over there.
I think he's just doing.
Yeah.
I think he's doing what I've said it before. Moxley's doing
what he loves to do.
He's what he wants. This is who he wants to be. He never wanted
But
to
he's
be
more
Dean
over.
Ambrose.
He's more over there than he was here. So if he came back with that cloud, it would be a pretty.
Can you imagine
impressive
that as
Right.
one of the
possibility.
seasons of the Bloodline, the Shield reforming, the original Shield,
That'd be
somehow
cool.
intertwining that with the Bloodline, like the continuing storyline?
Yeah.
That'd be badass.
or at least make an appearance. I don't know, but we're like I said, we're this is an ultimate fantasy booking show.
He's resting on
So
his laurels.
I mean, do you even have to ask? Do you even have to ask?
I know who you want to win.
Cuz? Braun Breaker.
Braun
I
Breaker.
was going to say because it a Braun Breaker clean sweep.
Braun Breaker. Quickly.
It was gonna be Braun Breaker actually because I want in the sense like because you're never. This is a once in a lifetime, like almost lifetime title reign in that it's a special thing, so you have to use it to put over the new guy. You know, whoever if it's not Braun Breaker. So yeah, I actually do want it to be Braun Breaker, but for some reason, I don't know why, the last couple weeks I've been wanting Randy
I feel
Orton.
like I feel.
Why?
Randy Orton.
That's what I've been wanting actually, kind of.
Ooh.
One last run.
One last run. I thought he was going to say anybody coming out of NXT in the next 6 months. I thought it was. It's like
At the
that's
very
like his
least, I
baby.
want to see Randy Orton get a title shot in the main event of a decent pay per view, like
Oh,
a
yeah.
SummerSlam or something.
that. But you
Yeah,
know that,
exactly.
that
Yeah,
can
exactly.
prolong it. If Orton gets a title run at Mania, you know he's not going to win it probably at Mania, and then Roman's able to prolong the storyline further, maybe drop at SummerSlam somewhere else. But I don't know. That's a cool.
I just want
one.
Braun Breaker
That-
to show up and be like,
I'm-
"What's up, bitch?" And just fucking
I
spear
miss that. I miss that guy. So.
Yeah. And we leapfrog you, Dave, but you were actually about to announce.
Oh no, I was gonna say with everybody saying. I mean, come on, you know. So
That's another.
Do you want him
another
to do it
choice.
in 2 weeks?
I
on Saudi?
no, I don't want. I don't want that.
The streak is
I don't
over.
like that.
And Crown Jewel.
As long as it's
All right.
The Crown Prince would like Los Angeles Knight to beat everyone.
Yes,
As long as like a
That's the Los
DQ or
Angeles
something.
Knight.
No, it's not okay. I do
okay.
feel bad. We were talking about that earlier, and having LA Knight lose in Saudi. I think WWE just it's like Vegas. What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. It's like this big secret, but everybody knows it. It almost like it doesn't count because everything is what they want a fantasy book out there. With WWE still holding a lot of control. I don't know if it's going to hurt LA Knight. I think they'll protect him in the loss somehow. I mean, Roman's always.
They set him up like in
doing
a long term
schmoz, so
feud
anyway.
with Solo, like if Solo cost him the match, and then he chases Solo
That's
for the
great.
next X amount of months or whatever, and they have great matches.
If it makes
that'd be
sense,
awesome.
if it makes sense,
Yeah.
that's great.
have him
You
lose
know,
by
that'd
count out
be
or
awesome.
DQ though. You know, don't have him.
But I'm telling you, like
Take the
that,
pin.
like Saudi's gonna lose their mind in
minute,
that
okay.
match. Like when
Now, if your boy ain't gonna come down here, it just gets me wondering. It just gets me in my head. Where's your lip at now, Paul? Because before I walked out here, I heard a bunch of idle threats. I heard you saying what Roman Reigns is gonna do to me, right? So why don't you go ahead and tell me right here, right now, what is Roman Reigns gonna do to me?
like I really would want LA Knight to. I love it, but I just don't.
okay, I better.
I don't think it makes sense for him to win the title.
I've been hanging out with Rob
I
Van
just
Dam too
realized,
much
look,
again,
at,
guys.
look at
No.
that picture.
Sorry,
Look at
not
that
to
picture
it.
that Cuz just left out. What's up with the hand?
I know. I
going
thought
towards
that was
the
Cuz's
Undertaker?
hand at first. I was like, "What's Cuz doing?"
What is that?
What is
Wait a
he
minute.
doing?
Why? How come I'm not on camera? What the fuck?
You're yeah. It's just the way.
It was Cuz's hand.
Yeah,
grab
showing
it.
up a little bit.
Faded out. Whoa.
Yeah, it's when you mock Saudi
Yeah,
Arabia,
okay.
you,
Camera.
you lose your radio
hand trying to
privileges.
grab Undertaker's cocky
Yeah.
balls.
That's freaking weird. All right, that's kind of weird.
Yeah.
That's gonna-
Is it though?
something changed in my room or something.
I think his mic.
The prince is
being,
not pleased with your talking about him, so he's
well,
disrupted your podcast.
Shit.
See how the mic
Kinda
is
weird,
fading
actually.
into Undertaker's. See how the mic is fading into Undertaker's arm. That's what's doing it, and
Yeah.
then it starts to take over and fade his whole face out.
The Prince would like cuz
It's
compromised
the
to a
black on
permanent
the
end.
black is what's doing it.
Vince would like
him-
the Cuz to shut the fuck
We
up.
are editing all of this out. This is stupid. All right. For audio fans, give us a listen on Apple, Spotify, SoundCloud, iHeartRadio, and Stitcher, and Google Podcasts. Or
There we
watch our
go.
videos on YouTube at our wrestling channel. You fixed it. Yay. On social media, give us a follow on Instagram at O.W.P 2019 or on Facebook at Our Wrestling Podcast. It's fading away again because you're fading away again.